Somebody is glammed out.
You're not going to see me looking like some COVID misfit.
Oh, wow. I mean, you was always beautiful, but god damn. Yo, get the fuck out of here. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm actually feeling really good today.
Good. That's the good thing. You got that good ass light.
I had to go outside on the porch.
Well, first off, we want to thank you
again.
You
know, you're one of our favorite people ever.
So we have to give you love. And this is Black History Month, and we're giving you your flowers as much deserved.
Thank you.
We had a major interview with you, God, last year. It's been about a year.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of things have happened with you between the last time we interviewed you and now. But before we get started, I want people to know a little bit about you, because we know you through your photos, but we know you personally. But they know you through your photos, but they don't really know who Laretta is. Tell us where you're from and a little bit about yourself before we get started.
So it's really hard for me to be in front of the camera. I think you guys were my first step in doing that, so I appreciate you both. So this year and ongoing, I'm trying to be in front of the camera.
Bring your camera up just a little bit. There you go.
Is it up? Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Looking like a selfie now.
There we go. And
that's perfect.
So I've been a photographer for, I think coming April 1st will be 15 years. And I'm born and raised in the Philippines. My mother's Filipino and my father's Black, straight from Georgia, the South, where, we eat cornbread and collard greens. I am a beauty fashion photographer, and recently have been doing a lot of advertising lately. So that's kind of like the new direction I'm going in. And yeah, I mean, 50 years old, so it's never too late to start. And that's it. I mean, I don't know.
Okay. You're a Virgo. And Virgos are really analytical about how they do things in their life. When you were 15 years old, I can guarantee you your life was planned out. You knew the school you was going to go to. You knew the kind of work you was going to go into and all that stuff. You wasn't that Virgo?
No, I was I was in survival mode.
Okay.
I was in survival mode. And so there was, I was raised, so my mother died at an early age on me as age 13. And from there, I was placed in a foster home after being abused for so many years. So, yeah, I didn't have time to plan. I was just trying to figure out what my next meal would look like.
We never knew that.
I did.
They knew.
Now they know. But I'm glad that you're sharing that with us. But knowing the 15-year-old girl that you were, could you believe you will be where you are today?
No. It's been a long road. But no, I didn't figure out anything about where I would be when I was 20, when I was 30, when I was 40. And even today, I still don't know. I think it's an ever growing, changing thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people change every 5 to 7 years. You know what I'm saying?
They say.
Yeah, and it's true. I mean, I can vouch for that.
And I think you're embracing it, and I think that's why you're so successful and you're shining so much, because you're embracing the change and you're embracing.
Bring your face over so we can see both your eyes. There you go. Look at those pretty eyes.
You're embracing your change, and I love that the new direction you're going in with advertising. I think is
and television.
We'll
talk about that.
Yeah. It's amazing to see you grow. It's amazing to see you say, okay, now I'm doing this. And it's like, all right, so Loretta's doing this.
Loretta's doing this now, right? I'm shooting cars. Here's Laretta.
So
it's usually like very random.
But it's a natural progression. Like, think about it. Like a lot of fashion and beauty photographers go into advertising.
Whether
it's you're shooting beauty and you're shooting beauty with L'Oreal.
You're shooting fashion and you're shooting fashion with Versace.
Yeah, so it's a natural progression. And on top of that, I feel like you're gonna do both. It's just one is gonna be work, and the other one's gonna be not
play.
Work.
We can say play. So, you made history. We all know about that. In case people don't know, you've shot Tyra Banks for the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Queen
T.
Yeah.
And but she was with Lady L. So you shot Sports Illustrated cover, and your history was made because you was the first woman and the first woman of color to ever do that.
The first person of color. You got to say that too. There's never been a black person that ever.
Well, yeah, it's all of that involved. But I want to embrace her womanhood.
Let's
you know,
because
yes,
embrace the womanhood. That's what's important. But since then, it appears that things have kind of catapulted for you. What things have occurred between shooting the cover of Sports Illustrated and becoming a darling girl of Sports Illustrated to where you are now? What's been happening? That you can talk about, of course.
Yeah.
So since then, after the Sports Illustrated cover, you come to a point where you're kind of lost. And I think a lot of photographers go through that when you have a sudden success and you don't know where to go from there. You start questioning where you were before. So since then, I got signed. So with Tyra's help as well. So I got signed. Thank you. I got signed with Exclusive. And then since then, I've did a number of advertising shoots. Mm-hmm. One of them being Dancing with the Stars, right?
And we're going to talk about that.
So I've been doing a number of advertising shoots. So I'm not saying I'm veering off fashion, because even when I do those advertising shoots, they do hire me for fashion and beauty shoots, right? That's what they want. But I think my goal is to have major campaigns where there's a big budget and there's a slew of people on this list, where I'm working with creative directors and art directors and, just a whole full-fledged of creative individuals that want to see some magic,
Nice. So let's talk about these things. Dancing with the Stars was a major coup. How did that come about?
Okay, so yeah, so I was at a beach.
Oh, he was on the beach. Okay.
I was at a beach, one of those days where, I got my car towed that morning, so it was like some craziness going on that morning.
Stuck at the beach, or were you just chilling at the beach?
I was chilling at the beach after that because I needed some woosah.
Yeah, and we all know
I need a woosah moment.
That's a haven,
right? So I got a call randomly at the beach from Dancing with the Stars, and they wanted to. Tyra presented my portfolio to them, and of course, they're the final people who make the decision. Right, to see who would actually shoot for Dancing with the Stars, and we shoot Tyra. And they loved my portfolio and decided, we want you in, and this is the date, and get ready, and this is what we're going to pay you, and that's it.
You make it seem so easy and so organic. It's like they called me. Hello, this is Laretta Houston.
Be there. Be here.
Yes.
You get this.
Yes.
Let's go.
See you Tuesday. Bye.
Exactly. That's exactly how it was. I think the conversation was no longer than 10 minutes. Wow. And then the emails started coming.
That's where the fun begins. So let me ask you a question. You're lying on the beach and everything's a particular color. After that phone call came, did the colors change?
Oh, yeah. I didn't really care about the towing fee. I didn't care about anything hours or days before that. That was, it alleviated everything that I was worried about. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So we talk about these things because God or the universe always makes a way.
Mm-hmm. He does.
Always. Whenever we're worried about something, we just pray on it, and God shows us the way.
It's very interesting to see to hear your story, and you know, I got a little inside, so it's always like, wow, wow, wow. Do you talk about it? It's like, oh, that did happen like that. She did say that.
But you know what's different between this interview and the last interview? What? There's a calmness.
Oh, absolutely.
Excuse me. There's a calmness over you now. Yes. Excuse me. Excuse me. Because when you first did it with us, you was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But now it's like you're commanding your space now.
You stepped into it.
You stepped into your grace. You stepped into your light. You stepped into your space.
I think during this time, since the whole Sports Illustrated swimsuit, I have been more confident. I'm learning to hone in my confidence. Let's just put it like this. My confidence has always been about my work, and when I walk in, that's who I am. That's my success, right? But deep down, you know, I'm scared as everything for everything and anything, you know, even expressing my voice and who I am and my authenticity. How do you say it? Like, okay, Mercury, there you go. Mercury retrograde here. So, you know, I'm just trying to hone into that and figure out who Laretta is and what she wants, you know, and this is what I want, you know. I want to be a successful advertising, you know, photographer, you know, and I want people to shoot with me all the time. And, you know, life is wonderful now. I'm at peace.
That's good. So let's ask you this. When we look at your work and your artistry, not necessarily your paid jobs, but even that's beautiful as well. But when you show us your personal work and when you show us your passion projects, what do you want us to see? What do you leave on that canvas of your photography?
Hi, Usai.
Shows us your Laretta. Hey, Usai. That shows us that you're Laretta.
Are you talking about then or now?
Let's do both.
Yeah.
Let's start with then, and then we'll start with now. So let's go back to then.
So when I viewed my work earlier in the years, like let's just say the first maybe 7 years, I took a lot of the things that I went through in life, painful things, and projected that onto my work. Right? So a lot of it was very creative. A lot of it was dark. A lot of it was like really like very moody and high fashion, right? And I think as I, you know, changed through life and figured out what's making Laretta happy, my work started started lightening up. I wanted more colors. I wanted it to be more white and clean and but still tell a story. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the majority of my portfolio. I've been in front of a lot of creative directors, and that's the first thing they say is it's very clean, but it tells a story. You get what I'm saying? There's something about it. You can't just pass the photo. You can't just pass the picture. You have to sit there and stare and read into it. So I think that's like my portfolio now, you know? It's changed quite a bit. I think I analyze my work every year around, you know, the holidays when it's slow, and I'm like, okay, this is what I need to work on, and you know, you need to shoot more of that, and you need to discontinue that. And so, yeah, I mean, I think every year, we as photographers, we need to reevaluate our work every year to figure out how we can change and how we can elevate and grow from where we were last year, right?
Yes, yes,
exactly.
Have any female photographers or lady photographers or women photographers been hitting you up and telling you that you're an inspiration to them?
A lot.
Really? How does that feel?
It feels good because I think at this point I'm a little bit more open now. Mm-hmm. So I think they can, you know, and I'm also, I guess I also don't really talk a lot about, I mean, a lot of photographers don't talk about the woes of photography, right?
They always want to show their best life.
Yeah,
right. And right, and I want to share that too. And so a lot of women can relate to that. And also just to see, I mean, it feels good to see women. Okay, so there's a mentality of women that, you know, like we're always judgmental, right, with other women. You know, it's a competition thing. And I think that's an illusion we had when we were younger, you know, starting in high school, peer pressure and all that good stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And it's continued even through, you know, photography in this industry as well, in any career, honestly. But it also feels good. I think we're growing into a unity where other females need to help other females, right?
Yeah.
And so it's my due diligence to extend a hand to help, other women to hone into their creativity, if they have any questions about the industry, or just to be a woman who needs just to talk to another woman about shit, just all kind of shit. Okay?
Yeah.
I have a lot of wisdom in here.
Yes, you do. It just doesn't hold that pretty hairstyle. Now that you are stepping into the big leagues, because we consider you the big league. Have men treated you differently, especially the male photographers?
I don't really be around them, honestly.
So we're a couple of lucky ones.
Yeah, I have been a lone wolf in this industry. I don't have a lot of photographer friends. Um, I don't know. It just kind of ended like that. I don't know. I don't think we extend a hand out to other photographers as we should.
Why do you think that? Why do you think
you guys are one of them? You guys have extended, and I feel like you're family now. I can call you and be like, "Oh my God, I'm down the street. I need a light. Can I just swing by and get that light real quick?"
I need a taco. I'm on my way. No.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is my first kind of bond I've had in a long time. There's another male photographer in Atlanta that I'm really cool, and he does product shots, and he's like fam too. But I don't really have a lot of like friends in the photography world, not photographers, you know what I'm saying? MUA, stylists, I get along with creative directors. They actually end up being my friends. But yeah, I don't know.
Is it a competition thing?
No, I just don't like messy.
Yeah. What's interesting? What's interesting? Dallas, before we was talking, and he was saying that a lot of photographers aren't friends like that. I was like, why not? And he was like, I don't know. And we always try to figure out what is the reason. I've got cool with photographers on the strength of, COVID, and we started doing the show.
Right.
And you get to meet people and they ask you questions. So I became more friends with photographers then. But like you said, before then,
not at all.
I wasn't cool with a lot of photographers.
I think it's an ego thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's always an ego fight about who's right, who's wrong, if you're doing that right, or whatever. I just don't have time for that. I want some genuine friendship. I'm at an age where it's not about what you do. Do we vibe?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Can we bounce ideas off each other? Can you tell me something how to make more money? Like
exactly. Oh my God, exactly.
I'm never too old to learn. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where I am in life right now.
Yeah, I feel like COVID definitely calmed everybody down and threw some egos out.
It set their asses down, right?
And I think we're at a place where, like, sharing became a thing. Like, I don't know. It became a thing not just for me because I'm always giving stuff out, but it became a thing for everyone. Like, it's okay to help. It's okay. Nobody wants to kill you because,
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I'm learning that. I'm learning to say, it's okay, Laretta, to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know something, it's okay to like call someone out the blue and be like, I need help, Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning those aspects of myself. But it took quite a while to get there, Yeah.
Well, you arrived, so that's all that matters.
You have arrived, and you've arrived with your light, and I'm happy about that. So, word around the campfire is you're on Clubhouse.
I know. I mean, I just kept looking at your statuses, and I'm like, let me see what this Clubhouse thing is doing. And then when Dana jumped in and Taylor jumped in and a bunch of other people, I'm just like, okay, let me go look and see what this is about. Mm-hmm. And then the first room I go to, Dana called me put me on blast. And then I go to your room, and then you put me on blast. Okay.
But I also start to see Laretta Houston rooms out there now.
Yeah, I mean, when I want to, I think it's to combat my fear of getting in front of people and sharing my experiences. I have to combat that fear, right? Of public speaking and doing more interviews. So I think that's one of my first steps, you know.
Well,
I'm always
Usai just joined himself. And last night I gave him a
Yay.
little tour of how to get around because he was reckless out there. He was just blocking people and closing down rooms and kicking people out. It was like, okay, Usai, let's give you a little tour. No, but I think like voices like yours, voices like Usai, voices like Masan, creating clubhouses for you guys so you can get legitimate information out there to people who really need to hear it. Because once we join Clubhouse, we realize there's a lot of misinformation out there,
Yes.
and there's a lot of clout chasing, and there's a lot of capping.
Or people, what?
I think
There's a lot of people giving theoretical information
exactly.
as opposed to, hey, you've gone through it, tell me your experience.
And
I think
they need to hear that.
Hearing your experiences will help people. I don't know. For me, it's the, remember back in the day we had MTV making of the video or making, you know, this is the closest thing we got. You have the creator who created, and you can literally ask them questions about how they did it and get advice. Like this is the most, it's even more interactive than Instagram, because Instagram you can just,
it's just a photo and you don't have to talk. Yeah, but out here we get to hear your voice, we get to hear your inflections.
They get to hear
you.
Yeah, so I think it's a great idea that you're on Clubhouse.
So we're glad you're there. And word of warning, you come into our rooms, we're going to put you on blast.
No, we're not. If you want to come and chill, let me tell you why we're not. Because when he want to go in the room and chill, he's like, God, I don't want to be a moderator. So, no. If you want to come up and you want to talk, come and talk. We enjoy your company. And people will love you being there. And Dallas is a club rat, so he always on there. So I have to take breaks. I be like, I can't do this today. I'm sorry.
I'm a club rat.
You are.
Well, the magic about Clubhouse is if you don't feel like coming up on stage, you be like, no. And I'll get a screen. Laretta said she does not want to come up on stage right now. So that's what it looks like on our end. Like, no, she doesn't. She doesn't want to come up on stage. So we're happy about that. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to think about the answers before you give them to us.
Ooh,
if you have, no, it's not that deep. You know, you know, if you have 3 adjectives to describe who Laretta is, what would they be and why?
Sensitive.
Why sensitive?
Because I really care.
Okay.
I may not show it, but I really fucking care.
Okay.
I care about what I give to people and what I get back.
Okay.
And sometimes that shit stings sometimes, you know. So, but I am sensitive about a few things. I mean, I can, yeah. I don't even know how to describe that, but I am sensitive.
Okay. What's your next adjective?
Detailed.
Okay. Explain your details.
What they knows. I cross my T's and dot my I's. I make sure everything is, I mean, life, as a photographer, I just make sure everything is non-destructible.
Okay.
You know? And I think I'm successful.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's, you didn't even have to give us the reason for that one. That's pretty much self-explanatory.
But you know, everybody's success is different. You get what I'm saying? My success is the journey that I had to endure to get here. That's my success. And the people I've met on the way here and who have become real good friends, and, you know, all the, I don't know, it's the journey. It's just the success of the journey. Not the success itself,
right,
but the journey.
Or the destination, right.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Those are good questions, though.
Yeah, right.
I didn't want to rehash our last interview because it was good for then. We've all of us have grown and changed through COVID and all this stuff, because when we did our first interview, it was the beginning of COVID.
It was.
Now, here we are about a year later, and we're still in this mess, and we're having to learn how to navigate through what's going on. It's really crazy. I know the history of how you got into photography, and maybe some other people don't know. What made you pick up a camera?
Oh, over a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of crying, I just picked up a camera and just started shooting. Started like a little point and shoot camera, and I just started shooting landscapes and flowers and rested things, and then decided, oh, well, maybe I should go to a community college and learn, take a workshop class.
Right.
And they laughed at me because my point and shoot camera wasn't like a good camera. So,
So from the beginning, you got shit on with the people talking about that's not a real camera. You need a camera like this.
Right. It's
and now
I don't.
they're looking at you through a magazine.
Well, yeah, he apologized after I showed him my work.
Nice.
So he apologized in front of the class and was like, "Oh my God, like I'm so sorry. I guess it's not about the camera."
Yeah, clearly isn't. So if who you are now, if you wasn't a photographer, what would Laretta be doing? What would have been your creative outlet? I love speaking
about that. That's a good freaking question.
I was thinking about you.
I don't think I was ever meant to have a day job. I don't think I was ever meant to be in a cubicle. So I think something in art or traveling or like, I don't know. I don't think I was meant to be, get a master's degree and get a career. Like, I don't think that was ever me. I mean, I went to change 7 directions. Okay. I was trying to be a nurse and I didn't like math. And then my teacher was like, well, you need that to survive in the world. I said, all I need to know is how much money is coming in my pocket. That's exactly what I told her. And she just looked at me.
When I first learned algebra, my father was like, how the hell does this have to teach you how to make change for the bus? Why are you learning this? So yeah, we understand. It's about counting the money in your pocket. I don't need to know the variable of X. So
yeah, I honestly don't know. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have been married with like 4 or 5 kids. I don't think that was ever meant for me. I think it was just meant for me to, I have no idea. That is just such a good question. I'm not even gonna lie.
So in case somebody interviews you in the future, you can work on that answer. I got you now. Gotcha. I don't know what I can't fathom what I'd be doing right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
I'll be doing something miserable.
Probably music with me. Probably not. I think you know what it is. I tried to get a regular job for so long and it did not work. I got fired off for stupid things. I was working at the hospital. They moved me around to 4 different places. It was just like, what am I doing here? What am I doing? And I never felt comfortable.
So after you killed 3 patients, they're like, we have to let you go.
I didn't kill no patient. I never killed anybody. No, I'm not. I wouldn't be here if I killed somebody. Woo.
Oh my God. So there's been a changing of the guards in the White House.
Yes.
We've seen some amazing things happen over the past couple of months. Do you feel hopeful about 2021?
I do. I just think that if nothing else, people are more aware.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, and it should be people's due diligence to. Are you talking about industry-wise?
We can talk about any way you want to take the question. You can be hopeful for you, the industry, the world.
I think it's hopeful. I think it's more hopeful for Black photographers. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, and I also, I think that we have, I don't know, been suppressed when it comes to the industry. We weren't really seen as creative. We weren't seen as professionals. And for even female Black photographers, we weren't even seen. You know what I'm saying? I mean, can you name one Black female photographer back in the day? No, you can't.
Laretta Houston.
Can you? I think the creative industry is being more aware that they need to add more Black photographers, Black creatives, Black creative directors, art directors, you know, it's not.
Gatekeepers.
Yeah, exactly. We're here. We're just as creative and just as intelligent as anybody else, you know what I'm saying? And we have a lot to give. So why not?
Yes.
Exactly.
That's just a message.
Question for you. When you got signed to the agency in which Tyra got you signed to, what changed in your life professionally?
Wait. Tyra didn't get you signed there. You got signed there because of your work, and Tyra helped. But go ahead.
Excuse me.
That is very true. Because
So,
I still had to go in for an interview. I still had to talk my way in and see if they would actually give me a chance. And they did. So, yeah, she was a help. She helped, but I was the one who initially walked out with a contract.
right, because
Absolutely.
you didn't walk in there with your hands empty. You had a book to present your art.
Oh, yeah, I came in with a book. And it was
Very
like,
well.
oh,
Yeah.
nobody brings books in no more. And I'm like, yeah, no.
Yes, right,
Yes,
right.
I'm
exactly.
old school. You know, I don't play that. What would you tell new upcoming photographers that want to get into this industry? What are 5 things that you would tell them that can help them be
Really,
successful?
5 things.
5.
really
I thought you said
does.
10. Yeah.
Why is that always a question, though?
Oh, what about this? What will you tell a younger female photographer to help her get through this, similar to the situation you were, where you said you what is it? You were in a foster home. What would you tell a young female some inspirational words to get her past whatever she's going through to help her get through business? That's what I'm saying. Get her past whatever she's going through instead of the photography.
Never settle.
Okay.
I'm with it.
Okay.
Never settle. Never think that this is just it. You are more than that. You can strive for more than that. If you want to be the fucking president, go get it. You know, it's, I think a lot of female photographers also are pinned to one thing, that they can only do weddings or they can only shoot children or portraits. You're more than that. You could do whatever the fuck you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I always tell people. You do what the fuck you aim for, the fucking stars.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes. I agree.
Everybody has given us these quotes. I love that quote. I have to write it down.
Are you including the curse word too?
Yeah. And that's what makes it.
That's what makes it. We love that part. Especially me.
So have you seen a shift in the rooms that you enter now because you being a woman of color? Are you starting to see more women of color? Are you starting to see more people of color in these places that you're now entering? Like you have these meetings. And
I want to see more, but I'm usually the only one.
Okay.
You know what's interesting? In our neighborhood, sidebar, when we first moved here, we didn't see any black people, and whenever we see someone that's dark skinned or whatever, they were like Indians. So every time when we later on as time went by, we started seeing black people. So we'll be walking the dogs or something, and they will beat the horn. It's like, what the fuck is going on? They'd be like,
hey,
like, you know him? No, they were waving us down just because we black. It felt so weird. But it was cool that, you know, I see you at Walmart. Oh, hey, what's going on? They speak to you like they know you, never seen them before, and it's like, okay, cool.
I guess for me, I don't want to see where they hire a photographer one time and that's it, a black photographer, just to fill the book up, just to fill that check mark,
right?
That check mark. Like you should be more than willing to hire numerous times, you know. Like, don't let it just be a one done thing, you know? Like, let us show you what we're meant to do, you know?
I think that comes with changing the guards. As you
change the guards.
Like, whenever you put a black person in those seats in those companies, they usually hire more because they have a different, a more broader view of what art is. So instead of hiring the next white person, they hire, oh, this person's qualified and they're a person of color.
And they have a different voice because we have a different history.
Absolutely. So I think the change of the guards, we'll start getting more of that. And I'm praying we get more of that and praying we get more people of color in those seats. But until then, you have to keep killing it.
You got to
keep making us proud.
It's a lot of pressure too, though.
Yeah, and that was my next question. I know when we had our last discussion, we put a lot of pressure on you because you were one of the first. And you walked in that door and you slayed it. And when you walk in the door, you took all of us with you. And you were having an issue having to carry that pressure on your shoulders. Do you still feel that way?
Of course. I still do. I think, you can't rest on your laurels, right?
Right.
So you got to keep striving for more and more, because at this point now, there's a lot of people looking at you, and there's a lot of photographers that are inspired by you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, that is part of your duty, is to keep striving for more so that you can inspire other photographers to do the same.
Well, I want to let you know, no matter what, good, bad, or indifferent, you're still ours. And
Exactly.
You should have space to do whatever you want. If tomorrow you want to start painting buildings, it's okay. We accept you, and to relieve some of that pressure, we just proud of you, and I think that's what we're showing. We're proud of you. We holding you up.
And this is why we want to give you flowers.
Absolutely. And every time we speak to you, we speak highly of you and all the rest of our brothers and sisters who are doing great things.
Are we chopping here?
Yeah.
Are you choppy?
Yeah, you're coming.
Am I choppy?
You're choppy, but you keep coming back in. It's almost like a Gaussian blur, and you keep coming back and going back out. I'm glad that you are who you are, and I'm glad that we got to meet you, and I'm glad we got to know you. So let's talk about those amazing photographs you took for your birthday. How was that experience for you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I switched off my Wi-Fi and I'm outside, so it might be you guys.
No, because
We're clear.
We're clear. At least I'm clear over here.
Let me see.
Well,
of course, this would happen now, right?
Right.
The Gods Against Black History Month. But this is what we're
okay, it's back
about.
now.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So let's talk about that amazing photo shoot you took us to on the beach for your birthday.
I know, that's the best birthday gift I've had in a very long time.
Nice.
That was about me. I've had, great gifts traveling for my birthday and all that good stuff, but this year was really special because not did I only turn 50, but I felt like I started a whole new life. You know what I'm saying? And it was my first time in a long time. I think I've only did 2 photo shoots in my whole life that someone actually shot me. Yeah, so you guys were the third ones. So, I mean, just the whole process, you guys made me feel like beautiful. You made me feel accepted. You made me, and then I had to relinquish my control. That was very hard. Like, don't say nothing, Laretta.
If we continue with it, we don't have to see.
Okay. And then just pushing the boundaries of you trying to get into the water. And I'm like, okay, this man doesn't want to lose his camera in the water, so let me back up. But I think it was just the best gift I've had in a very long time.
Wanted to go in the water at all.
I know. Okay, this is Soft Foot. I'm gonna call you Soft Foot, and then I'm gonna call you. Yeah, that's your new nickname, Soft Foot.
I accept it.
Soft Foot Howerton.
Look, my feet wasn't ready for the rocks.
If y'all don't know, Day has some pretty feet. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
They're pretty and soft. I got feet like Fred Flintstone. I could walk across rocks, glass, hot coals. We were honored in that aspect of shooting you because we know what it takes to get in front of the camera, and we know who you are, and the power you have to relinquish. It's like, okay, I have to trust these guys, because when somebody steps in front of a camera, it's all about trust. In order for us to get successful photographs, if they don't trust us, you can see it in the images. And thank you for trusting us to get the images that we got of you.
Yeah, and we were really excited. Even picking the images, I just let you guys pick it, and it's just like, let me just let loose, let them do everything, and then I don't have any pressure on trying to be perfect. You get what I'm saying? Or and it all turned out well. Like, I loved it.
What was funny was when we made the mock covers for Vanity Fair, because we wanted to shoot you Annie Leibovitz style. the phone calls we got, the emails we
Yes.
got, the texts that we got, people calling us crying like, "Oh my God!"
It was like,
And it was like, no,
No.
this is a mock. This is just a salute to
That's
Angie Witch and Laretta
amazing.
Houston. And oh my God, somebody actually called us crying. She's like, "Oh my God!"
It was like, what are you doing?
What's wrong? Oh my God, the covers. You made it! You made it!
It always feels, no, I can't make this up. A lot of people are waiting for, okay, when you guys will
when it's your turn, right? Exactly.
It's like, oh, it's coming. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. We'll get there because we're traveling in the right circles and we're meeting the right people.
Absolutely, and we're around greatness. Absolutely.
So it just rubs off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you guys got me on that. What's that one when you left the? You took the what do you call that?
The COVID mask.
And put it on the light. I was like, what the hell are they doing?
So if people don't know,
and you're telling Day, I got it, Day, I got it. I'm like, what do you have? Because I don't know what you're doing.
So what happened was we had a photo shoot and I left one of the modifiers at home.
Yes.
So we didn't know the modifier was left at home until we opened up the trunk and I was like, oh my fucking God, I don't have a modifier. So now I'm searching through the car like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we opened up the glove compartment and I found this COVID mask and I said, got it. So he was thinking like you, like, what the fuck is going on? I said, oh no, we got it. Light is like, bitch, we got this.
I was like, all right.
So they didn't even know.
No.
He didn't even know.
I was like, what are you going to, look, I kept saying, we'll use the light, we'll do bare bud, we'll make it happen.
I said, oh no.
Look, we got we got grids. I use grids. It look good. I don't care. It's going to work. You know, I'm more like, it's going to work. We here. I'm not driving back home.
Right.
We got the weather. It's the right time. Let's get it. He's like, no, I got the COVID mask. I'm like, all right. It's going to work.
And it worked. And it worked, did it not?
It did, because I had no idea what you guys were doing. I'm just like, okay, I'm still sitting here with this blue dress. Whatever y'all want me to do, whatever you want me to do.
And even then, she wanted to be adventurous. Let me tell you, Laretta will climb mountains, and she will go out to sea like a mermaid in order to get the photo that she wants. Yes. And every time she was slick with it, so every time she did something and the wave came in, she kept taking 2 steps back and 2 steps back. So at this point, I'm like this in the water, holding the camera, like, girl, you better bring your butt back here, because I'm not doing this house of blood.
Imagine what the models deal with. Okay, if they do that, I require my models to do that.
Well, good,
but good. Good for them.
Come out good.
It happens that way. It really does happen that way.
I learned a lot. I learned a lot assisting you. I learned a lot being around you and working with you. And I love the fact that you have this duality of business. You have this duality of you're very playful.
She becomes a different person when she steps past the studio door.
Yep.
She's no longer Laretta Houston, homegirl. She's like Laretta. She's like Miss Houston.
Yes.
True.
Like that was
everything changes once that happens. It's like, okay, you gotta get it together.
And what made it funny is she warns us. She's like, I'm letting you know right now, I'm a different person when I'm in the studio. Like, okay.
We are too.
We
don't play.
But we saw it. I was like, okay, we saw it. We absolutely saw it.
And last but not least, what I was naming was your spirituality. Like, I love that side of you. That whole balance is incredible to see. Like, she is a person, you found yourself, and it's so interesting to see. And it's like, when am I going to get to where she is? It's such a peace to see you and to see everything. It's like every time we talk, I'm like, I learned something about myself. Okay, I got to check myself. I had to learn that. And you, like Dallas said, you're a wealth of information, whether it's business, life, or
cooking
or spirituality. It's incredible.
So we do watch you cook. So yes. So even
if you wasn't I've learned a lot.
Even if you wasn't a photographer, you'd be cooking.
Yep, I do.
That's what the artist you would have been.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna try this shrimp.
By the way, my orchid plant is blooming. So nice. I've never kept the plant a whole year, past even 2 weeks.
See?
And I've had plants since COVID that are still alive.
I guess because you're home to take care of them, not running the streets.
Or they just like your company because he go outside and just be talking to somebody. I'm like, are you on the phone? He's like, no. I'm like, who the hell are you talking to?
I'd be like, oh, look, I see you, baby girl. You're growing. See? Like, I'd be holding them and caressing them like, baby girl.
So I'm happy about
he
that.
does too.
I do the same thing.
You hear him talking like, "Oh, how you doing today?"
So, and I thank them for blooming for me.
Thank you for doing.
Thank you for giving me flowers.
It's so interesting. I learned.
Because you're our orchid, so we have to. You're an orchid to us, so we have to do that. We definitely have to do that. So we don't have much more time, but let's talk about other few things. What's happening in Loretta's future that she can talk about?
Yes.
Where are you going right now with this journey?
I have a couple of advertising shoots that I did. In the last month, I just shot for Allergen. They're the big company who is over Juvederm and the Botox.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So,
he knows.
So
I pay attention.
But you want to get those shots.
What you mean? No, I didn't. Shut up. I like.
And I shot a few some advertising shoots with hair. So yeah, and then I have a couple things on hold. So, of things that I can't talk about right now. But yeah, I mean that's why I haven't really posted nothing, because it's still in the office. They're still trying to figure out how they're gonna, brand these shoots. So, I haven't been able to post anything lately.
So let me ask you this: how do you separate the businesswoman from the artist when it comes time to make these deals and it comes time to step into your space to start shooting?
I let go of my emotions.
Ooh.
We just talked about that.
We just spoke about that.
Last night.
Last night
we just spoke about it. A young female photographer asked about how do you do it, and we always say you have to separate them.
Because she kept saying, "Do I lead with my emotions?" And it was like, "Well, no, you don't lead with your emotions. Got to get you fired. You put your emotions.
You lead with your emotions when you start clicking that camera, but outside of that camera,
that's
you
exactly what
leave that emotion in the bed. Okay, don't even take it with you.
Yes.
It's nothing personal. It's just business, honey.
Yes.
Do you find yourself having to tell that to young photographers, like separate the business from the artistry if you want to be successful? Because lots of times I talk to young photographers and they're always screaming, "They should book me for my art, and it's like, I'm not going to do any kind of work like that because it's about my art. But you want to pay your mortgage, you want to pay that car note.
So I would love to say that, but I just mind my business.
There you go. Man, listen.
Because when people are in their emotions, they don't know how to get out of that unless you do some self-evaluation, right?
Yes.
And so anything I tell you, it's still not going to go through. You're not gonna, you know what I'm saying?
It's
so
not
I just
going to be received.
Yeah, it's not going to be well received. So I just kind of let them go through it. Any other questions? Yes, I'll help you with, but I can't help you with your emotions.
Yeah.
Like, that's something you're going to have to deal with, and you're going to have to find a way to separate that.
Yep. Yes.
But if you love your money, you're going to learn.
Exactly. You're going to learn.
Look, I always say the lesson's going to be learned, whether I tell you today or later on.
Right. You're going to learn today. Exactly.
If you don't have returning clients coming back to you, there's something wrong.
There's something up.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I got you for like 5 more minutes. So let me ask you a question, because now these are all for the gearheads. Now, when we had our last interview, of course, always, got to let the gearhead have a little dose of you. Last time we interviewed, we had a 2-hour session, and I wasn't going to put you through that today. And we had a first hour, and then a last hour.
You're not going to put it through me now.
No. But, so, what is in Loretta's bag when she goes shoots?
My camera and a couple lenses.
Seriously?
That's it. Everything is rented.
Shut up.
Go ahead, Loretta.
Shut up.
Thank you.
Let me put it like this.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started as a photographer, I think I was like 2 years in or something, and I was worried about, I need to get the biggest things and the biggest equipment and the next body of camera or the lenses that are top tier. And he said, why would you do that when the client can pay for that? I don't understand.
And it was one of these moments, right?
Yeah. No, I rent everything and I put it in the budget. I don't carry anything but even my camera. I bring my camera, and the backup camera is the main camera. Why use my camp?
Why put the wear and tear on it?
Exactly.
We try to teach people that all the time. They're like,
I do have some mints in my camera, though. Never know.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Again, Laretta, thank you.
Thank you so much for this.
We are giving you
Thank you. Oh my God, I feel more confident now.
Girl, you commanded all of this. You commanded all of this. And we're glad that we were part of that journey as well.
Yes.
Now you need to make a promise this go around. So last time you didn't pick a good picture of me on the still.
I'm sorry.
Day.
I promise I'm gonna get a good
So you
photo.
beat the shit out that face this time and say you gonna get a good one this time.
I beat the shit out of my face last time. And still you didn't pick up.
Listen,
so this go around.
I'll take the blame.
I need you to pick out a nice picture of Laretta, you know.
Let's do this. Smile. Yeah. Let's do it. Everybody smile. Hey, we got it.
There we got it. Oh my God.
I love you guys.
We love you too.
So much.
We owe you tacos.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got you. So we're gonna do this again. Laretta,
thank you.
Happy Black History Month, and thank you for allowing us to give you your flowers.
Yes.
Thank you for being my friends.
Ditto.
Thank you for being
ours. Thank you for being
ours.
We love you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.